Good morning, family. Good morning. I am yours truly, the bottom line. Good morning, much love. Um, we're here to discuss the firing of Ryan Clark, what the situation could have transpired, or what it may have been, what our speculations is, what ESPN is saying, other things that possibly could have led to it, and to break down the cardinal rule that you can stay employed with Disney or what have you, ESPN, as long as you walk that chalk line. As long as there's somebody there in which they can depend on to deliver their message. The moment you start trying to do your own thing and freestyle and connect yourself to all of these little extra things in here that benefit black people here, they're going to get you out of here. Now, here's a plus for Ryan Clark. He has a podcast. It's successful. Former football players that he has there, great guests he's already had there. And he's made a tremendous stance to defend people like Angel Reese from attacks from RG3 and others. I've seen him do this stuff. Remarkable. He didn't have to. This is what he chose to do, despite the reaction from his peers around. Shaq, too. Shout out to him. He said he was going to, next time he hear RG3 say anything, he was going to go punch him in the face. That's the right reaction upon the males here in sports, because we can't allow our young superstars to be getting bullied, dude. All right. Yeah, letting folks hide behind Robert the Griffin III here to express their racism. No. It was called out by Ryan Clark and a whole lot of other people. But bigger conversation that has gone on for year to date, the reason why a lot of people are saying he's being affected here is his statements and comments that he made towards the cases of Lamar Jackson being 67th player overall here in the league. Out of the top best, 100 players, he landed in 67th. Which to me here is completely unfair and bogus, because I'm looking at Lamar Jackson from a standard of if he's 110% healthy. If he's healthy, how well do you prepare for him? How much is he a threat? How much do you know you have to prepare for him? If he's not suffering from any injuries here, his durability is good, all right, and you got to go one-on-one with a monster. Where do you grade him at then? What does his history show? All right. How has he carried the Ravens here as a quarterback underneath with the same pretense of how you have measured up Brady over the years, Peyton Manning, all right, or any one of these other phenomenal quarterbacks where they don't hesitate to tell you about how great they are and how much respect you need to have for these folks. Manny didn't win a whole lot of championships. No, he didn't, but he had a lot of great seasons. And for that, he's often put high on the damn list. I'm talking about Peyton Manning, not Eli, not Archie. All right. Yes, indeed. They put him higher for his skill and stats and levels of play and how good he was as a regular season quarterback. Playoffs, not so much, dude. And we can literally sit back here and count how many championships he has. And all right. And all the hiccups that came with it. But no, to save face, and this is what the Diamond Society always do. They clean off the things that are supposed to be priority. And then they put these little small list of expectations upon their white players to make sure that they can rank them high. All right. Meanwhile, throwing any slights of what you have not achieved as a black player here. Keep in mind, you had an old white man sitting at a table when Lamar Jackson was drafted, talking about oh man, he's better off drafting in as a wide receiver. You know, he would have a better chance there, not knowing shit about what he's talking about. All right. But this is what he's feeding to the people here. All right. As if he's correct. And he's not the only dinosaur, but he was one of the most recent incorrect dinosaurs to let you know about this little racist black quarterback thing here in the NFL. We're not supposed to be in this space to shine. All right. No, you're not. And if you are, it's going to be thoroughly dictated. They're going to watch the people that you're around. They're going to make sure that you have a thorough connection to them, dude, and not us. All right. No, look at good old Holmes there that you see there. All right. Excuse me, in Kansas City. All right. The star player for Indiana Pacers that you see over there for him. All right. Off the court, what are these folks surrounded by? Off the field. All right. Yeah, that's just how they know that they are keeping a thorough eye on their cash cow Negroes, that they ain't doing nothing that they wouldn't approve of. Because they constantly, I'm talking about around the clock, got an eyeball on you to report back to them. All right, to let them know that you're not one of the radical Negroes. This is why the NFL has been horrible for some here. We got 21 people in the building so far this morning. Thank you. Smash the like button. Yes, indeed. All right. Don't forget to hit that heart if you're on Twitter. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're on YouTube. Thank you. Good morning. Let's get to some of these discussions and some of the talks, at least, for why they figure that he's gotten fired. I have my speculations. You got yours. And we'll also read the ESPN article that we have in here, as well as Yahoo's article, which I found in here, getting all this stuff together since last night. All right, let's get started here. Good morning to everyone.
And so many times in this game and in our job as well, we use the cliches. I'm ready to die for this. I'm willing to give my life for this. It's time to go to war. And I think sometimes we use those things so much, we forget that part of living this dream is putting your life at risk. And tonight, we got to see a side of football that is extremely ugly, a side of football that no one ever that side of football that no one ever wants to see or never wants to admit exists. When you see both teams on the field crying in that way, your first thought is Damar Hamlin. The second thought is his family. And this isn't about a football player, right? This is about a human. This is about a brother. This is about a son. This is about a friend. This is about someone who is loved by so many that you have to watch go through this. I dealt with this before, and I watched my teammates for days come to my hospital bed and just cry. I had them call me and tell me that they didn't think I was going to make it, and now this team has to deal with that, and they have no answers. And so the next time, I think that we get upset at our favorite fantasy player, or we're upset that the guy on our team doesn't make the play, and we're saying he's worthless, and we're saying you get to make all this money. We should remember that these men are putting their lives on the line to live their dream. And tonight, Damar Hamlin's dream became a nightmare for not only himself, but his family and his entire team.
I mean, here, just starting off, I don't see the infraction here. Nothing. Now, maybe y'all might see something. I don't see shit. Looks like somebody in here might be possibly in here. So I got a lot of footage in here. Clickbait, putting stuff up here. Michael Fettel, that's what your name is. He says Ryan Clark got fired by ESPN today. A lot of people are reposting the takes they deem worthy of being critical towards. Let's remember the good too. He did an incredible job of analyzing the night. Okay, all right, we see the good here, but that doesn't outweigh the cases that his job is going. I do want to put a red flag out here for people unprepared. Today's Tuesday. It's still early. It's 1:40 in the morning. There were talks last night of them getting rid of Kenyon Perkins, dude. Perk might be out of a job, dude. All right, so let's put that clear. But this is the guy here that they're claiming that he got in trouble with his take here. All right, some folks are saying that he mid-program, all right, on NFL Live is the reason why he got put off here. That's the biggest story I'm getting from the newspapers. And let's read the Atlantic here for 1 second, all right, because I do have this gentleman up here. All right, 28 people in the building. Smash the like button, of course. Ryan Clark firing from ESPN, influenced by the preserved poor vocab. All right, hold on. Verbal conduct, primarily towards colleague Peter. All right, on Get Up last September after Scruggs defended Cowboys wide receiver CD Lamb's performance in a season opener loss. Clark said that that's the non-player in you. All right, Scruggs, Scragger, whatever his name is, asked Clark not to belittle him. And later in the day, Clark apologized on X. Today, I had an interaction with my colleague, both on and off air, and I regret it. And let me go ahead and say this. I'm not going to read the rest here. But this, for you black players out here, black workers and black people out here, period, in America, do not apologize to these bastards, dude. Don't do it. All right? When you go forth and line yourself up to say I'm sorry to these jokers, it opens you up automatically for punishment, even if you ain't did shit. In this case, he ain't do nothing. I'm gonna show y'all the clip that they had in just a second. I have it up here. All right, I've seen it enough times. It's like, all right, what are you apologizing for? People have good and bad takes all the damn time here, dude. They do. You may say something in here where you didn't mean it like that, but that was your opportunity there where I feel like you cleared it up. You don't owe this man a special apology and coming on X and all of these networks. That validates this guy as if he is some serious person worthy of, as I said, a black person in here having to watch their tongue sports wise when they talk to him. Who the hell are you? You ain't nobody unless we sitting up in here giving you power. If you don't give them any damn power, you're just another insignificant joker around the table. Do not apologize to these jokers because it's not as small as you think as far as black person to black person where it's a courtesy. All right. No, you just trying to, all right, I ain't trying to carry it with you. I ain't trying to thug you out. I don't mean to disrespect you. Hey, my bad. All right. This is what I mean. All right. I understand I might have offended you. All right. For black folks, we look at that and understand that. For dominant society, look at us and see that as a weapon, dude. That's a tool. All right. Yes, indeed. So if you've been an irritation, you pissed them off. They needed a reason. This, that, and the third. They point you. Remember how you had to apologize to your coworker over there? Remember, even you felt like you needed to apologize. All right. And that could be your conscience just working you. It doesn't mean you necessarily wrong. All right. Let me show y'all the situation of what happened here. And you can tell me if it was worthy of an apology.
This morning, are you feeling okay? You look at AJ Brown, which is this number one wide receiver who got one target all night, and then you got CeeDee Lamb.
But that's the when was the one target?
That's the target. But
though.
I'm saying
when was the one target?
I'm saying you could have it both ways.
54 seconds left in the game on 2nd and 11. It was the one target. He runs the out route.
You wake up this morning saying AJ Brown had a better day than CeeDee Lamb.
But you know what you wake up saying though? AJ Brown's team is 1-0.
Of course,
right? Like that's what
I get it.
But the thing is this though, and we shouldn't do this on TV. And so I apologize if people think this is rude. That's the non-player.
Oh, view. Stop. That's no, CeeDee Lamb is
let me tell you why. I'm not saying
I'm not looking at fantasy football. Ryan, I'm not don't belittle me like that. I could come in and say, as 3X players are saying one thing and give an alternative perspective that maybe CeeDee Lamb did play well. And
Peter, what I need for you to do is not get mad and let me finish for one.
Okay, go on.
It wasn't about you. It was going to be about me.
Okay.
As a player, I can't speak for CeeDee Lamb. I'm speaking for me.
All right. And still, hold on. Still very appropriate how he said it to him. Very respectful. All right. Very much to the terms that this is a colleague and I'm at work. All right. No, black folks talk at least to one another. No consequences held. We just chopping it up. It's going to be raw. All right. Things may get said. Yeah, but that's to position, to make the point hit even harder. You trying to make somebody understand where you're coming from here, Halls. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for a good little while. So when Clark said to Tom Brady was not a generational quarterback, now, and we're going to go ahead and add to more of this here, because they're placing them in different spaces here. All right, and this is another one. Now, he had Stephen A. Smith here, too, as well. All right. And for one of these cases in here, it was funny. It was laughable in here, right? Yeah, but as I go back to look at him and his circumstances, he didn't say anything too offensive here, dude. All right. I mean, if you want to be factual, where's old boy's personal experience to the game? When you have taken snaps, you've been on the field, you played against some of these legends. Yeah, your opinion is held higher than some Joe Blow coming in there. So I don't see any offense to that. All right. No, you ain't part of the good old boys club. All right. Right. Hold on here. Fair you.
Few of them. I think there's less than what you think. I think John Elway was a generational talent. I think Patrick Mahomes is a generational talent. I don't think Tom Brady, I don't think Drew Brees, I don't think Peyton Manning are generational talents. I think Andrew Luck ended up being a generational talent. I don't think there's a ton of them out there.
But so then what? Then how does one, in your eyes, be a generational talent? Because there's not a lot of difference.
Production. Let me chime in here because I love the argument back and forth between y'all. I ain't trying to get in the way of it. Here's the reality. The operative word here is. Do you believe Arch Manning is a generational talent? He could be. but he's not. Why not yet? What have you seen to say that he is?
There's no evidence.
There's no evidence.
Few of them. I think there's less than what you think. I think John Elway was a
Once again, I go ahead to your defense, brother. Sensible conversations. All right, sensible. I'm glad Stephen A. came in there to clarify some. All right, no, you can't throw something too young out the damn college field and start saying shit like generational talent. How do we know? Hell, Johnny Football was great in college. He was showing us some wonderful things. He came to the Cleveland Browns and it was a different story. Can't start using words like generational talent until individuals have earned it, dude. All right. When you get up there and get ready for Lamar Jackson, you have to get prepared for his running game and you have to prepare for his passing game. No, just him in particular. What the hell he gonna do with his legs, Hoss? All right. You got to get ready for that as a defense. You understand? All right. That's what they mean in cases like generational talents. You have shown against professional players. All right. No, they got to watch out for you. You're a big deal. All right. Is he playing? Is he healthy? All right. Well, we got some concerns. All right. Because we don't know in Ryan Clark's words or what have you, if he might start doing some Lamar Jackson stuff. All right. If he starts doing that, what are you going to do? All right. These are things here that good teams in the NFL have to think about once again when his durability is at 100%. Hold on one second.
In the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what Black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back, amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another shit.
Right. Hold on. Let me stop for a second. I have to stop. And yes, RG3 married to a white woman. So when you talk about that amen and clapping, you picture some old tall white woman sitting in the back, skinning and grinning. All right. Cheering as you go in on a sister. All right. Right. And Angel Reese is from Maryland here too as well. Shout out to her. But like I said, for a greater sense of things, you talk about her defense, him, Shaq, all these other men out here that said that from a behind the scenes statue here, looking around, that's not a good look. We don't want any brothers, former in the league, former players, or just even decent, good sport broadcasters disrespecting Angel Reese in a context where, yeah, she's out here taking some bumps and hurdles, and you come in here to give your opinion, shitting on Angel Reese to boost up Caitlin Clark here in this case, as far as her attitude and her energy towards her. And the whole time you've got your Caucasian wife here, in the background, who has nothing to do with the culture. All right, yeah, those are those bad parts in the background, dude. All right, yeah, this is what made Shaq say, "I'm gonna punch you in your mouth." All right, hold on one second.
In the back, amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin, as if the color of her skin is what makes her special, as if the color of her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady, I've had a conversation with her. Right. I think she's more than that. But it also leads to what Black women deal with a lot from Black men who have chose to date or marry outside of their race. They always feel like they have to go the extra mile to prop up the woman that they're married or the woman that they're with over Black women by denigrating Black women. I feel like we should have an opportunity to move past that and understand that Angel Reese can be great in her own right, as Caitlin Clark is as well. Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the Black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. So there's no need to pin those two against each other and paint them based on stereotypical tropes. And I think this is what I like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racist, he'll be no less Black than me.
Hold up, limitless, take a stomach cap, pinning it. I fought the head to witness it.
Correct statement there. Yeah, you destroy any case of you being able to have something up there that is substantial coming in here to take shots at Angel Reese. My positive with it is that, yeah, you're going to take chances of losing shit, speaking up for our people. But we always remember. This is why I'm even talking about him this morning. When he was doing all this great stuff back then, I said, look, I said, Ryan, there may be some consequences for you to pay, but keep going down this road. Because the new list of media, period, even down to Chris Wallace at Fox News. Yeah, he said, you know, once my contract is up, nigga, I'm going to go do this work for me. I'm going to make my own money. You guys are already set up. So in the same way that people might feel bad for the case of ESPN letting him go, that's good for resume-wise. That's straight. But as far as him making his day-to-day and setting a platform up that's going to continue to pay him, he already got that. All right? Yeah. Shit's going to keep money in his pocket. And my biggest case is, are you going to be in a setting where, all right, where you're going to be able to continue to eat, man? All right? Right. There's always going to be a cost for you speaking up for Black people, dude. All right? And this was a minute ago here. It wasn't some of the only statements he made. He had a long segment where he was talking about his relationship with Robert Griffin III. Yes, please do not forget to smash the like button. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, Tanika Mitchell. All right, welcome back, sister. I see you. Much love to you.
All right, it's time to talk about this Ryan Clark firing. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Number one, objectively, he's a good analyst. Why? He's brought NFL Live to Emmy Awards, of which they had never won before, and they likely will not win after. So I understand that fans, more than anything, we value y'all's opinions. We make the shows for y'all. But regardless of whether you think he's great or you think he's terrible, objectively speaking, he got the accolades to prove his greatness. With that being said, firing a man during his show that he's helped bring an Emmy Award is wild. I got a story for y'all. I'm going to hold that for the next 10 seconds. Wild. Why did they say they did it? Because they didn't want him to find out on social media. So you fire him during a show and pull him during the last 10 minutes of the segment. I digress. Story time. Last year when I got fired, if you work long enough at a job, you're going to get fired. Last year when I got fired, they had us find out on social media.
Yeah. This is why you're bad for this, Oucho. You're bad for it. No, because you were laying up with a married woman. For how long did you think the insurance card or everything else was going to at least resupply you security for the next episode or whatever you're doing out here, Halls. No, while you in here with your hand in the cookie jar, you're literally shooting social media videos with her, but like in her living room or whatever space, eating pizza and got sodas and shit on the table wrapped up in a damn blanket. All right? Yeah, if you want to talk about people bringing things to social media, that's you. Right when they announced it, he was just in here talking about her and how they need to honor her opinion and pay those people more money and do all this other shit. He was sitting in the car. It looked like he might have been out front of her house or something. You understand what I'm saying? So you brought this shit to social media if you want to be technical, sir. All right? Yeah, you're a bad example to give.
Found out on social media. More often than not, executives are cowards. Former athletes, we're used to tough information. Just tell it to us. We done been cut before, broken bones before, had surgeries before. Ryan Clark notably couldn't play a game in like Denver, Colorado because he had a disease, I think an autoimmune something. Like, bruh, we're used to tough things. Just tell us. With that being said, note for anybody that wants to get into sports television. Start to create your own show so you can't be fired. Incubate yourself from being fired from an executive. Because here's the most fascinating dichotomy of everything. Once you get good, you will become so good that you become too expensive to afford. And networks can only afford so many great talent. McAfee, Stephen A. Smith, to some degree, Greenberg. They're getting the big money for doing daily shows on ESPN. I'm not talking about the Sunday shows. Those game day shows, anything tethered around live events, way too much money. Everybody got money on those shows. But daily shows, if you get so good, there comes a point they can't afford you. That's the dichotomy of it all. Love, Ryan. I already text you that privately, but I'll tell you publicly as
well. Ryan, there's some truth to that. It is some truth to it, but you got to first get there. And you got to first get all the sponsorships and things like that. He's already there. He's been there. He made the investment, like I said, that a lot of folks were possibly thinking about. Before you had, I want to say, your Gilbert Arenas' shows and all these other folks. And maybe he started around the same time. All right. The man has already got his footprints there. All right. With a great show, great takes, from Terrence Crawford to anybody there within the who's who in sports. They've already sat down and interviewed. All right. With his podcast. So, like I said, I have no fear for what he's doing and what he got going on. Is there some truth to what Oucho was saying? Yes, absolutely. But your circumstances came more so in the cases of messing around with Joy Taylor, the big boss messing with Joy Taylor. This is why Joy Taylor at FS1 had her own program, her own show, where that shit ain't make sense half the time. All right, she would bring in Keyshawn and all these niggas. I don't even know what the hell she talking about. All right. No, but this was very important because this is what while she was laying up with the boss and married and everything else, this is what I believe she asked him for. All right. Telling the hairdresser that I got my insurance packet, my insurance plan. Yeah, if he bucks up on me or if he tries to fire me, this is what I'm going to do. All these things were put into the court paperwork here for the young lady that was going ahead to sue Skip Bayless, the hairstylist, excuse me. All right. And she expressed everything in here because she said she had noticed that Joy Taylor wasn't only sleeping with the big boss here, dude. No, she was also sleeping with damn Oucho. All right. Yeah. You bring that to social media when you in here on some old bullshit. I'm here to speak up for women's rights and all this. No, you're here to simp it up, nigga. All right, that's a married woman. Her husband can go speak on women's rights, nigga. Yeah, what are you in here as her representative for? Oh, you getting the drawers in the background. You're a foul individual. Huh? No, since y'all want to play these little dirty ass games and sit on social media wrapped up in blankets, drinking Sprite sodas anyway, nigga, with a damn pizza box and shit in the back. All right? Yeah, we might as well take the mud and throw it exactly where they seen it at first, and everybody else. All right? Nobody necessarily even watches the news anymore, dude. They don't. It's not how you're going to get it. The news is social media. Social media is the damn news. Thus, rails, thus short clips, thus big bulletin points that get right to the point of what you in trouble for and for what, dude. All right. I've been trying to be able to feed the public with information in the most easiest process possible here. All right. Preferably, as I say, to cut the mail cycle down to where it was not really needed. And they're still going ahead to offer you information in both ways. In other words, if you sign on and get connected to something, you're going to get something to mail to most likely. All right. But they've been trying to find this branch and way here to connect folks, all right, directly online to get all your information, dude. And it's worked. All right. So to say you went to social media, dude, this is kind of confusing here also. Because your situation is special, Ryan. It is. Anytime you sitting up in here, that woman was so dirty. She's sitting up in here having parties at the house, man. I guess that's how the husband found out. All right. Yeah, she's having, I guess, little work. Joy Taylor was having work parties and shit, inviting all them niggas over to the house. All right. And any man with the sense of how comfortable you are around your woman, and then looking, I guess the husband caught on because of how comfortable some of the other niggas were in there. All right. No, the cat she laying up with. You got the nerve to bring these niggas in his house you're foul, dude. All right. No, we're putting two and two together as I'm following this here. He caught on some type of way with her bringing them niggas in there to a party. All right. And he did the smart thing and filed for divorce. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. Because some folks ain't stupid, man. All right. They don't need to see everything else. They just got to look and see what you can tell by how you're smiling. Everything. You introducing these jokers, telling what their job position is. He putting two and two together on about where your ass was probably at. All right. Yeah, man. People ain't morons, man. All right. You say in the case of your husband, he lived with you. He know you well. You got your emails and all these other shit open, possibly open on the computer. All right. Moving around. All right. Whatever reasons connected here. No, it said it pointed to that party. So she know what she did there in that case. And Alcho is connected. All right. Thanks to the hairstylist telling us. All right. What Joy told her. And it makes sense, dude. No, it damn sure did. All right. No, that's why he zapped out when Shady McCoy, when she got his show with Shady McCoy and two other people, had made the mistake here. And he was telling a joke about something with coworkers. All right. Yeah. Alcho went off, man. He got pissed off close to the end of the show here, man. And he just he had a weird rant in front of everybody. All right. Now, the folks that were privy to the court documentation paper knew what the deal was. What's going on, Steady Mobbing? Good morning, family. How you feeling? All right. Top of the morning, my brother. All right. Have you been following the Nolan Wells case down there in Mississippi? Part and partial, I have, for some of the updates that have came forth with Benjamin Crump and his parents and what have you. I've seen some of it. I can't say I've seen everything recent. I know they just dropped something recent. What, is there anything else special that came out that we don't already know? All right, please let me know here. If it is, I damn sure pull it up here. All right. But so far, it looks like they didn't hire a private investigator, which is some of the best things that they can do to make sure that they can uncover things without any bias. All right. But I have been keeping an eye out for it. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. All right, what do we got here? Last week, Ryan Clark blamed racism as the reason why Joe Burrow was ranked above Lamar Jackson on the NFL top 100s list. I was just talking about this. This week, Clark was reportedly let go by ESPN after spending over a decade with the network. Wow. All right, and this is coming from ML Football on Twitter. All right. All capital letters, even down to the football. Mm-hmm. No, except for the football here. Right? When you get to that F, ML, F, then the rest of it is lowercase. And maybe sure I'll play with that. All right, just in case you're looking for them on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Make sure people get proper promotion. Fair use now, fair use.
When you look at a guy like Joe Burrow, right, and where he is ranked,
They don't take into account how much he's been injured or how little he's played, how awful his team has been as a whole. They look at Joe Burrow when he is on the field, what he has accomplished, and they rank him by that. They rank him by the feeling they get when Joe Burrow is healthy, when Jamar Chase is there, when T. Higgins is there. The same exact thing should go for Lamar Jackson. Outside of Patrick Mahomes, there is no more accomplished quarterback in the entire NFL individually. There's no quarterback who carries more than Lamar Jackson. There's no quarterback who's asked to do more than Lamar Jackson. There's no quarterback who you have to have a game plan for in the run game. You have to have a game plan for in the pass game. And then you have to have a secondary game plan for when he does Lamar Jackson type stuff. And so when you take his career as a whole, if I'm a player, the way I'm voting is this. If this dude is healthy, how much do I fear him? If this dude is healthy, how difficult is it to game plan for him throughout the week? And we talked about some of the disrespect he has gotten. That's disrespect I expected. I expected executives to not know where to place him. I expected marketers and brands to not understand the power of his voice. What I didn't.
Yeah, and that will do it. Yeah, because being great and being black, two quintessential things there in sports, and they're not prepared or they don't want you there. All right, shit's going to keep going down. Now, when that Josh Allen figure or something else like that, they love to go ahead to praise him. All right, that's the correct market. They're looking at Buffalo, New York. They're looking at the setting of how much money and every damn thing else that they can sit back to make. And, all right, no, it is not held here in this standard that you have to give praise to some person you didn't want to win like Lamar Jackson. They're still going ahead to wait for the bottom to fall out, even though everything has shown you from his MVP trophies here to his great level of play that this shit is here to stay. All right? No, you're not getting a Russell Wilson experience from him, and you can feel this, you know it. All right? And it put him in a correct system, and then he's just he naturally can play like this. All right? They put a $100K reward up for info that will lead to a conviction. The family knows the case of death because of the independent autopsy that done by Kaepernick, but they are waiting for the police results. Okay. All right. Thank you for keeping me up there. He says, before they show their hand, because they know the police are trying to cover up those boys. Yeah, absolutely. Shit, that's part of the plan. They need to feed incentive here to make sure that shit keeps happening. Thus, they had a case right after that, dude, that I seen there. All right, brother was floating in the water for a couple of days, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to have some joker that they pulled up here, they end up catching the question, and they ain't even put charges on him. All right, he was with another assailant, and the news going to tell us there was no reason to tell us the other person that was there because they're not going to charge him. All right, which you didn't found your killers right there, but yeah, they have the habit year to date to drag their feet when it comes to black folks getting murdered, all right, estranged in the woods anywhere here in America. All right, hold on here. Yes, indeed. I'm with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to see what they have after the police shows their hand, of course. Now, Ray J got caught up recently. I'm going to go back to Ryan Clark in a second. Ray J got caught up recently with somebody pulling out some receipts because he got into it with Sauce Walker. All right. I guess he said something about album sales or something, and Sauce Walker found him in the live stream. All right. Yeah, and roasted him. All right, hold on.
Nobody bitched up when Sauce was in my face. First off, nobody bitched up when Sauce was in my face.
Him? He said, who saying I'm riding away? Who saying I need my music played? This nigga's a bum. Nigga, don't play with me, man. You backstage dancing ass nigga.
That nigga was yelling and screaming, bro. I'm not gonna yell and scream, bro, and do all that weak shit.
But that's out of character, dude. You are 7 Maybachs, 7 Rolls Royces out front, the money team. Yes, you yell and scream, Ray J. All right? You can't say you don't yell and scream. Yes, you do. All right? You came to Breakfast Club coked up, nigga. Angry at Fabulous. All right? Screaming. All right? We remember this. So you can't say that now. The nigga done got out the gate on you. All right? That ain't true.
Was in my face.
Him? He said, who's saying I'm riding away? Who's saying I need my music played? This nigga's a bum. Nigga, don't play with me, man. You backstage dancing ass nigga.
That nigga was yelling and screaming, bro. I'm not gonna yell and scream, bro, and do all that weak shit. That nigga called me a background dancing singer or whatever, and something, I don't know. It wasn't worthy of my attention, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dead on me. First off, nobody bitch.
Just we'll let it speak for itself. Sauce, damn weirdo, and so is Ray J. Yeah, I would agree. All right, but he still carried him. All right, still carried him. I didn't agree with Sauce coming out here. In other words, we wasn't trying to give shine to the young Memphis rappers. All right, yeah, talking about they need to fall back and all. In other words, let the niggas who get money, all right, continue to get money, and y'all sit on the sidelines there. All right. Yeah, ain't nobody's gonna agree to no shit like that, man. These niggas have lost their damn mind. All right. You so blatantly, openly greedy, you just gonna say something crazy like that? All right. Like, what are you talking about, man? No, I thought the whole point of putting somebody on from the hood is to put the next, so they're gonna open the door for everybody. All right. Yeah, not for you to say, hey, man, shut the door right here. All right. No, ain't nobody else need to get nothing. All right. What are you talking about? All right. Yeah. Shit, you put everybody on. If you one person get through the door, everybody gets on. That's at least what I was taught there. All right. Now they say Kevin Samuels said, we're gonna go ahead and keep the switch topics here, that winter is coming. All right. So I want to get back to talk about this in a second here. So I've mentioned this in my upcoming videos that I've done in here early in the morning. And hold on one second. Got my brother. He said, now Sauce would have slid Ray J. That's why Jay minded his business. All right. And was on mute. Yeah. I mean, nobody want a damn random ass whooping. You seen that lump that guy put on top of his head at Brand Risk, that boxing event? Yeah, nigga put a lump on his head, man. He's lying to people about, goddamn it, death coming and stuff. Folks thinking that his heart is black and he getting ready. He's doing a lot of bull crap here, which Drewski publicly exposed him for at the awards, man. All right, yeah, man. It's just like Ray J got a bunch of problems surrounding him, dude. Mm-hmm. It's okay for him to shake out of something. The nigga, what's his name? Sammy that sang that song as a kid we had growing up. I Like the Way. He got in a physical confrontation with him. All right, right. And as far as we know, Sammy don't get down like that, man. All right. Yeah. Ray J been taking L's. Hold on, where are you?
Because when I walked in, it was packed. And what do you think I saw? What do you think I saw?
What did you see?
Exactly what I thought I was going to see.
What?
80 women sitting alone. No men in sight. None.
I saw so many Black women try to solve a problem in dating by starting to host events in person, trying to create third spaces to facilitate dating like offline. And you know what would happen every single time? The men were not signing up. They would be selling tickets to speed dating, and they would always end up with men's tickets on sale. Always, because they weren't buying any. Just the other day, a big account that I follow for Black creatives did like this Cupid thing where they were like, hey, send us a profile about yourself and we would love to post it and like play matchmaker. Sounds like a cute idea, right? Not one single man sent their profile in. And mind you, this is an account that has well over 100,000 followers. It's just time to stop. It's time to stop. They have made it very loud and clear that they do not.
Singles event, and here's why I think we're doomed to be single for the rest of our lives. That was a bit dramatic, but let me tell my story. So I went to singles night at churches church's Charlotte campus. Now, I don't go to that church, but I started following Pastor Stephen since he was a guest pastor at my church earlier this month. And when I found out that he was writing a book on dating and relationships, I was interested because, listen, your girl could use some divine intervention in that area. But I'll be honest, I didn't want to go at first. I figured it's a Christian singles event. There's going to be 11 women there and like 2 men. Plus, they were advertising it as a conversation that you wouldn't expect to have at church. And I thought, I've heard enough of those modern dating and relationship podcasts. I don't need to hear any more, especially not with a biblical spin. Instead of having meaningful conversations about finding and building Christ-centered relationships, we just left the event. So I think we were just saying that we think that we've actually hit rock bottom. No, it was actually. We think we've actually hit rock bottom, and I think we were either punked, catfished, or like a sick joke.
And my spirit, while I was there, my spirit told me, no mas, por favor. I am not going to no more of these. Okay? That rhymed. Period. I'm not going to anymore. And here's why. So that singles event was cool because they actually had a mix and mingle session at the end where they put us in a very cool atmosphere for people to talk and meet with each other. Although there was like 3 men there and 300 women, I loved the fact that they did that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, there's the delusions of grandeur. 300 women and 3 dudes at a singles event where you got to take the tickets and put them on sale. This is what you got to do. All right. To each is his own, man. But that's horrific, man.
But my thing is, you go to one single event, you go to them all. They got the same message, and I'm going to tell y'all what they be saying so that you can know ahead of time. If you feel like you're called to go, go. If you feel like the Lord is telling you to go, go. If you've never been, go. If you want to mix and mingle with other single people, go. But let me tell you, this is going to be the singles conference starter pack. I'm going to tell you what you're going to get. Okay?
I'm going to get hate for this, but whatever. I approached a Black man this week at like a dating event, and he was not interested in me. And that by itself is like not a great story, right? I tried to shoot my shot. He was not interested. I moved on. But immediately after I walked away from this man, he went up to a group of 5 white women and he introduced himself to all of them. And then I kind of observed out of like the corner of my eye for the rest of the evening, this man was only going up and talking to different white women. Later that night, another very attractive Black man came in, the exact same thing, only talked to the white women that were in the room. There were maybe 6 or 7 Black women throughout. And I could tell, I would look over at the Black women occasionally, they would be looking, we would all be observing the same thing. We're all thinking the same thing, right? And as someone who has reviewed a bunch of different like dating events, I have seen this play out so many times where you walk into a room, the Black women are looking for other Black men and the Black men are not.
Lies, man, lies, dude. No, we said something around like 86% or so here of the Black men are married or with other Black females here. So for this case in here, please don't drag us through the mud. If you figure you want to do some zaddy chasing, that's on you. But don't put that on Black people as a whole. All right? Maybe you have a problem with some of the events you going to here, Halls, if you're being outnumbered by that many damn white men. All right. Yeah, there are some differences with you going to go pay for these tickets. Hold on.
Looking for Black women, unless the host of the event is like a Black person or a person of color. And as much as I say that I am going to start dating outside my race, my mind, whenever I walk into like.
Yep. What did I just say? What did I say? All right. No, she brought it up because that is usually the next step that comes around the corner. And it ain't that now. It's not that. It's the cases and circumstances that people can make you believe anything when you see that there's a complete shortage of something out here. All right. And that's becoming an ongoing thing because of some of the monolithic thinking. Not all, but some of the young ladies' monolithic thinking. You coming from sitting around individuals who got straight losses here in this department, and you hoping they can school you back to somewhere here, Halls. Oprah Winfrey destroyed a whole entire generation, goddammit. All right? You can't go ahead, or at least 1 or 2 generations here. All right? Yeah. You can't let history repeat itself. All right? That means thinking outside of the box and preferably not going along with what others that you see doing out here. And if you need information, get it from no horse's mouth. All right? Fair use.
This is just the reality of it. So women, we're more educated now, and I think that we're furthering our education. So with that being said, we're going to hold off on the baby making. We're going to hold off until we get that great job, really career driven. And I don't think there's anything wrong with hoping that there's someone either on your level or higher than you.
So, okay.
Go ahead,
All right.
doctor.
All right. So before, right, it was okay when the man made more money to be the one to buy everything, to do, treat you and all this other kind of stuff. And now that you make more money, you can't be that one, right? You can't be the one to pay for the meal, and because you're dating down.
Down. I hate that.
Like to me, by this particular study, I have to date down now. What is that? You wanted to make more money. You wanted to make more money. You make more money. What's the if there is a responsibility with making more money? First of all, I don't believe in any of it, but if there's a responsibility that comes with making more money, accept it. You wanted to make more money.
Man, I wouldn't take a big scoop in the cases of that direction. All right. Though I understand where you're coming from, I'm just like, damn, you can see the heat in some of these things the young ladies may be running into. All right. Where shit, you going past the terms of people even talking some cases of 50-50, and this is not even unfamiliar territories there for me. But the one that caught me here, it wasn't just the dating stuff that I sat back and heard the ladies talk about there last night. It was this case, a scenario where I watched a young lady break down this case of like young ladies that wear a whole bunch of makeup and what some of the young males may think due to the terms of history. And I ain't think about it like this until she put it up here like this. But it makes a whole bunch of sense. All right.
I find very funny. If you are a man that was born in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, and definitely before that, the reason why you are so triggered by heavy makeup, lashes, and long wigs is because that's how hookers used to dress.
Damn.
I find very funny. If you are a man that was born in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, and definitely before that, the reason why you are so triggered by heavy makeup, lashes, and long wigs is because that's how hookers used to dress. That just like that every day. And there was a disguise, in case you ladies don't know that. It was a disguise so that they could take off that disguise and walk around the next day to the grocery store with their children with some level of dignity. But no self-respecting man was seen in the daylight with these type of women. And RuPaul is giving RuPaul. That's what RuPaul in the androgynous community, that's how they used to dress every day. That's how I used to be walking around LA just looking just like that. And now y'all dress like that every day.
Oh, the sexy red thing, some of the colorful hair stuff. All right. All these different things. He's talking about the wigs. All right. The whole nine. And anything, like my man sat in here and I'm with him. I don't trust no young lady who got a bunch of damn makeup kicked up on her damn face. All right. Man, my radar go up. All right. Hold on here.
70s, 80s, or 90s, and definitely before that, the reason why you are so triggered by heavy makeup, lashes, and long wigs is because that's how hookers used to dress. That just like that every day. And there was a disguise, in case you ladies don't know that. It was a disguise so that they could take off that disguise and walk around the next day to the grocery store with their children with some level of dignity. But no self-respecting man was seen in the daylight with these type of women. And RuPaul It's giving RuPaul. That's what RuPaul in the androgynous community, that's how they used to dress every day. That's how I used to be walking around LA just looking just like that. And now y'all dress like that every day.
And listen, I'm not going to say what she said is wrong or right, but I will give y'all my perspective because I don't trust women whose face is too packed with makeup. I'm being honest. And that's part of the reason. Like, we in a time now where people identify with what they identify with. See, back in the day, it was either this, that, or that. That's what it was. We knew what it was. It wasn't no mystery. It was either you this, that, or that. That is. Now it's like so many women are looking exactly like, I don't want to get flagged. And they are looking like women. Y'all are meshing each other all together. Like, no, listen, if you're natural, you can't hide behind nothing. It's not even the fact that, oh, you can't be pretty, you can't look good, baby. Do what you want to do with your makeup. I'm not knocking it. Live your life. But for myself, if I can't see the naturalness in you, if I can't see that within the first few days, if I can't FaceTime you, I can't see you unless you got packed on makeup, I'm straight.
Yep, respect. Mm-hmm. No, it was that one that got me. That one in particular. Mm-hmm. Maybe because it was left field to a place. I ain't gonna say no. I wasn't even thinking about anything like that to that case. Man. I was still working on these other things. Speaking of, ESPN is expected to start paying Pat McAfee north of $60 million annually after this week's round of layoffs. Many fans believe Kenyon Perkins is next. Now, we're keeping our eyes glued towards the wire. All right. Yes, we are. And why would he be next, y'all? All right. Some of y'all like, man, why would he be next? All right. Have y'all forgotten? I didn't. All right. I had to tell my folks that the other day, man, the big head nigga was in there and he made a pass at that woman. All right. You seen him. All right. She was like, yeah, why get you an Advil, a Tylenol, when you can have a perk? All right. Then he leaned back in the chair. All right. Oh, this is him right here, dude. All right. They're not going to have any of this. What happens when they try to let her go? All right. And she refers to sexual harassment in the office. And she points to his big black ass. This is how it happens, man. They trying to clean out the decks, man. Anything. Hold on.
Well done.
You ready for this one?
God.
What you need ibuprofen for when you have a perk?
The lean back. Well done.
You ready for this one? What you
Okay.
need ibuprofen for when you have a perk?
Oh, she looked uncomfortable, man. Oh, she like she might have been. She got it. She understood. All right. No, man. We can't have this type of fraternizing on the job, boss. All right. Not for big beanhead niggas like you. All right. No, in fact, she he's standing there for some of you niggas. She just don't give a shit. All right. No, she ain't see me saying I just bought this suit right here. She don't care, nigga. All right. Because in a lot of cases, they know for some of these young women here, at least for the times that they don't mind being honest with you. All right. That's what I've learned. Pick up the signals. All right. Hold on.
Well done.
You ready for this one? What you
Okay.
need ibuprofen for when you have a perk?
Oh, man. Look at her face. You ready for this one? Huh? You ready for this one? Look at her face. All right, that's the immediate reaction. Understand when the water ain't good, nigga. All right? No, man, don't cross that bridge. Don't do it. All right? You ain't been watching the body language. I can tell the woman don't like me, man. All right, I can tell. All right, even she being mean or whatever, I can tell. You know what I mean? For these kids, we ain't got high school no more for some of you niggas. You don't have these contexts where you see a person every day. You can't just check their vibes and rhythm. All right, so you have to pay attention to communication a whole lot more, nigga, in body language. All right, right, and all of her energy shows you that she was just trying to get out of there. All right, and you can have a perk. All right, she caught it immediately. All right, and that was her reaction. Let me go back here, make sure you know she caught it. All right, some of y'all like, man, it probably ain't hit her till later on.
Ibuprofen for when you have a perk.
Oh man. All right, you know, she made a face like she smelled something foul in the room. All right, no, like she wasn't interested, nigga. All right, shit. If the woman digging you like that, she gonna start skinning and grinning. All right, no, the woman that like you she can't help but getting this. All right, no, from a man that's feeling her like that. All right, no, even if she don't want it to fall out, it's gonna break out. You understand? Shit. All women love compliments, and yes, they do, even if they don't like your ass. All right, no, but you got to watch that energy of the first look. All right, might try to play it off afterwards. That this is a fine woman. All right, but I'm looking at the first look.
For when you have a perk.
The lean back.
Right. Yeah, you kind of seen the smile forming, but it's just all right. No, that could have been a smile of nervousness. All right, right. Because I don't think it's the first time he done tried to shoot his shot. You understand? But you can't at work. Every nigga is scared at work. You're terrified. Let me tell you something, nigga. If you're in a room, dude, with a young lady, no cameras, 5 minutes, that's enough to get you fired with your big black ass, nigga. He said, she said. Your big black ass came there looking like a praying mantis with an afro. All right, you look threatening, nigga. All right, no matter what she said. Doesn't matter. All right, we got to protect the corporation around here. You got to go, sir, immediately. That's how they handle these matters now. All right, shit, if they got somewhere they can shift your ass to a different department, you go in there, nigga. Today, right now. All right, yes, indeed. All right, last thing you need is evidence. All right, no, that you're trying to get extra. All right. No, and she didn't have to say anything in here, Halls, because when these young ladies could play you here in this way, that's why I say the work environment is dangerous. Oh, I'm just kind of intimidated. He kind of scares me, you know. I'm just afraid to say anything. All right. Oh, you're done. You're finished. You know, you see how he looks sometimes. He's just so intimidating. I mean, he's just he's a tall black guy. All right. No, that's enough, dude. All right. How tall is Kenyon Perkins? What, 6'11"? Huh? 6'10"? All right. You're tall enough to get a foot up the ass, nigga. All right. And when it's time to clear Negroes out at ESPN, always remember that a white man is getting ready to get paid more, nigga. All right. Don't forget that point. That's the most important point here. All right. As I showed you here. ESPN expected to start paying Pat McAfee north of $6 million a year. Hold on, $60 million a year. And this is annually, nigga. All right. After this week's round of layoffs, all right, many fans believe Kenyon Perkins is next. All right. You are not safe in these streets, nigga. You ain't straight. You're not safe. And guess what? That you see old McAfee? Huh? McAfee? All right, that's why this is the problem with messing around with the dominant society. He got to get paid. All right? Yeah, no, the white man and that corporation there for ESPN have already made this decision. All right? And they ain't prepared to take this money out of their pocket. All right? What, you thought they were going to take it from their pocket? Shit. All right, they got something a whole lot more easier across the board economically that don't affect them at all, and it starts with your ass, nigga. You. All right. No, it ain't bothering their yearly salary, nigga, and they bonuses, dude, and all this fucking unearned money that they get. All right. Yeah, for other niggas to come out here and do what y'all do every day, they go over here getting a fat piece. They're not taking away their money and earnings. You got to understand, for the same dominant society that put you on there greedy, they got to see a profit here. And they got to also make sure that their people that look like them are paid while they discipline the Negroes. 2 for 1. All right? Yeah, that's what it means working for the dominant society. You good for decades until you ain't. Jalen Rose, baby. Huh, did we forget about him? Did we remember what happened to him? Huh? Coming up that joker like a hostage halls. All right, in the middle of a commercial, sweating. All right. Yeah, because he was talking about the situation with what's his name? Oladofu or Amadofu. All right, excuse me, I believe Nia Long's fiance here. She was talking about that basketball coach and the affair that he was having and the woman and why they couldn't speak upon it. So in the middle of commercial, he had to come back and apologize, dude. All right. Yeah, they had him in there like a hostage, dude. All right. And all of this was around the time that ESPN was going ahead to cut people. All right. Yeah, he just came and popped up. Let me see if I can find it here for you guys. All right. It was real weird. I'm like, man, is he okay? Is somebody... All right. Is it Malik Andrews? No, I'm not sure about the Malika Andrews. It's going to put Jalen Rose apologizes. All right. This is it right here. All right. Speaking of ESPN, man, they ain't got no love for nobody, man, especially if you're black. All right. You know what was disgusting about Jalen Rose situation? I mean, after they made him come out there and look stupid like that, they still fired him. All right. They still got rid of him. So it didn't, putting a pair of tap shoes didn't help him none. All right. Let's see if we can go put Jalen Rose up here. We got 71 people in the building. Make sure that you smash the like button. And good morning, family. All right. Yes, indeed. Don't forget to support the channel. We put the new Cash App up on there. All right. We have a new one there. And thank you to my sister, Natural Locks, there in the Cash App here this morning. Much love, much respect there. Yes, indeed. Shouts out to my sister, Natural Locks. All right. Okay, that's my new information there. Now, let me get on over here to this side of the table here to show you how they had this man sweating in front of the damn camera. All right. Yeah, because this lets you know here, man, they don't give a shit. Pat McAfee needs to get $60 million. God damn it. All right. Yeah, niggas in there slamming. All right. Slamming 3-ring binders. All right. Against a cabinet in the back, nigga. All right. Listen to me, goddamn it. Pat McAfee has to get $60 million this year. All right. You get those niggas out of here. All right. I say, clear the deck, dude. All right. Yeah. Slamming 3-ring binders, nigga. All right, against a cabinet in the back, nigga, next to a fax machine. All right, no, you say, listen, goddammit. All right, no, it's how serious they are about cracking the whip on a Negro at ESPN. All right, listen, goddammit. Pat McAfee has to get $60 million this year. All right, you get these niggas out of here right away. All right. No, the perk man, you can get the perk man out of here. And who's that other one? Right, Ryan Clark. This is how they looking at it. All right, because they understand for the cases of all of this flyness, realness, truth, and at least good commentating. I like those two brothers there. All right. Yeah, these are the outspoken ones, or the individuals who will, quote unquote, go off of script here, Halls, and be themselves somewhere. And they don't need any of that shit. All right. No, you fall to the lines of whatever we talking about, and then that's it here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hold on. Fair use.
I'm Jalen Rose, and I would like to apologize for a comment I made earlier on NBA Countdown. I questioned why a woman's name who had an alleged affair with Celtics head coach Ime Udoka was not made public. After an internal investigation, and it was discovered that she was a subordinate to the head coach, I now understand fully why her name should not be.
Because you gotta understand, a nigga's gotta understand fully. You gotta really understand. All right? No, you fully need to get what's going on here, dude. All right? Yeah. And they still fired him, man. No, he still got fired.
I'm Jalen Rose, and I would like to apologize for a comment I made earlier on NBA Countdown. I questioned why a woman's name who had an alleged affair with Celtics head coach Ime Udoka was not made public. After an internal investigation, and it was discovered that she was a subordinate to the head coach, I now understand fully why her name should not be released to the public. Now back to our NBA coverage.
Oh, yeah, that sound about right, Oz. Yep. And they got their buck breaking done right then and there. Now, this was 3 years ago. They've always been doing cuts and getting rid of niggas in the ESPN. That's the thing here, dude. Always. All right? You know, where they make cuts on Negroes, there's some new bootlegs coming in with some extra money, dude, for Pat McAfee, nigga. All right? No, we got to pay him. I don't know what you're talking about, nigga. All right? What? No, Pat McAfee. All right? Before I leave this damn office, all right, needs to be getting $60 million annually, dude. All right? No, this ain't me just sitting here talking here. This is what the damn word on the streets is one more time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in between the midst of all of this Ryan Clark firing, it's like, all right, for what? Well, they got to move dollars around, dude. All right? No, Diamond Society believes in killing two birds with one stone. All right? They have to move some change around. Mm-hmm. And after they did the math, they understood what they could afford to lose. All right? Yes, indeed. I believe this might what's this, LeBron James boy or whoever it is, but he's getting ready to get paid. All right? No, and where a white man's success is the end of the road for some Negro. All right? Some poor soul. All right? That's your last win. All right? Now, I don't know what the hell this nigga is sitting here talking about. And, brother, this is why we always get on you for cooning, dude. All right? This is dumb, lucre, all right, breaker of narratives. All right? I don't know what the hell that means. What do you mean breaker of narratives, dude? You ain't never broke the narrative or nothing. You've licked boots the entire time we've seen you. All right? They threw your ass out of the goddamn Turning Point USA conference. You, Myron Gaines, Fresh, no, and that other bootlicking nigga. They threw all you niggas out. All right? And when he got thrown out, what's going on, Greg? I see you in here. Yeah, and when he got thrown out, what he had asked everybody was, he was asking the dudes, like, hey, man, what happened, man? I wonder what we did. Nigga, they had a no Muslims allowed policy in there. And you broke the rules. No Muslims. All right? Yeah, he trying to act like, they going to ask the doorman and shit, hey, man, you guys know, can you tell us what we did? You know what we did? He's like, yeah, I'm not sure, man. I ain't sure. As they open the last door for him to get out. All right? Yeah, you know what the deal is. Yeah, he kept trying to call, and Myron kept trying to call Andrew Tate to see if he can get him in here. Look, here's the thing with Andrew Tate, man, at least for that time here, you know, he's a good talker here. All right, he's good for the room. He can get the energy right in here. People actually like him, Myron. All right, no, he can be likable. All right, yes, and he knows how to actually control a room, dude. All right, yeah, and that other thing, yes, he can pass for white, dude. He's got that Vin Diesel. All right, yeah, Dwayne Johnson thing going on. All right, yeah, so they're gonna leave him alone. All right, they're not prepared to be all of his shit. All right, yeah, Myron, you're a damn weirdo. All right, and a liability. And he had this shirt on trying to come in there that yeah, it was something offensive towards Jewish people there. All right, yeah, so they didn't want all that stuff in there. All right, as far as their what they had going on, and they also stated to him, no Muslims allowed, nigga. All right, that's what they told him. All right, but Dom was there as well, and he's speaking here today on Steve Rogers, man. I'm gonna tell y'all like this: Anthony Mackie did perfect as Captain America, dude. All right, if we had a black Captain America, we had to watch to see where he came from. All this other shit here. All right, well then we got a lot of praise because we just seen him to the cases of the Marvel universe here. All right, get a goddamn promotion in front of everybody. All right, yeah, you went from the Falcon nigga to Captain America. I'm cool with that. All right, they even did a little series where they had like 5 episodes or so. I watched that joint because that's how you guys get introduced to that the other Captain America that plays in that Thunder's Marvel movie here. All right, he plays in that series as well as the other super soldiers that they had, like that old dude that they show you in the first Captain America. He plays in that series. All right. Yes, indeed. A lot of these other small things in between here, as far as the cases of the Marvel universe. You got to watch some of these damn series. I've watched the Loki one too here. All right. No, I try to keep track of all of this shit, so that way when you're sitting there in front of Doom and all these other movies that they put forth, you can connect the dots here. Because some of these characters will sneak up on you if you're not watching pieces of these little series that they have off to the side here. All right. May not be nothing but 5 episodes, 6 episodes or so. All right, but it's important to the Marvel universe here, if you would say it. All right, yes, indeed. But I say all that to say here that Steve Rogers' character was killed off in the last Avengers movie here, Endgame. We know that he died and Tony Stark's died. All right, those were two of the big characters that died. What they're showing you in the latest Dr. Doom joint they got coming out, the Avengers joint, is that they have a return of Steve Rogers. All right, they show this at the end with Thor holding his extra gavel, his mallet, and he was just telling him, yeah, you can do this or whatever. And he sticks his hand out and he's able to hold the extra hammer that he had. All right, and it's a little younger looking Steve Rogers. All right, so it seems like through time travel or whatever the case is, they were able to bring one of them Steve Rogers back here. All right, yeah. I don't see why they can't do the same thing for Tony Stark's, but yeah. I mean, both of them been declared dead, so if they can do that, I don't see why they wouldn't do the same thing for him. But I understand from this point that he's going to play Dr. Doom. All right, and my concepts behind that is interesting because of the Avengers movie we've seen with Age of Ultron. We've got an opportunity to see Tony Stark's go ahead to have his thoughts and ideas programmed into a robot that's evil, nigga. All right. Yeah, you take that with possibly that man's full plan and everything else that he had in store, which he wanted to do in the Age of Ultron, if he was actually successful with some other context drawn in there towards it. All right. And maybe you could some type of way be able to justify Tony Stark's turning into the cases of Dr. Doom. I can see it working 1,000,001 ways because of the Marvel universe that they were able to start to connect with the Batman movie, man, which I feel like that was good shit. The Batman joint and the second Doctor Strange, they started to show you about this Marvel universe thing here also where different roads and life exist here, Halls, and things can go any type of way. All right, and they put emphasis behind teaching folks that here for the people that watch these Marvel movies with the Loki series. That's why you say you gotta watch that damn Loki series. All right, well, some of it boring, man. It throw me off. Some of it, yeah, it did, dude. All right, but there was a message there to learn, and this is also where they gave a lot more of Jonathan Majors scenes. So for folks that wanted to see Jonathan Majors play that Kane the Conqueror character, well, you get a whole lot more of that in the Loki series. All right, yes, indeed. Now, let me get to what he said about Anthony Mackie that I didn't appreciate. Hold on. Yeah, Anthony Mackie is my boy right there. I don't take
and it's
no
not
shit
because you a nigga, because you're not the nigga for the job. It's something about this dude. Every time that I see him, it's just like that ain't it. That ain't it. Please be back, Rogers, because I'm not fucking with this guy. This dude got to fight a Red Hulk. Nobody gave a fuck.
That's a damn lie. All right, that's not with ticket sales. That's not what everything else said. That's a lie, nigga. This is based on licking boots only. All right, no, he's fond with keeping his head or nose up underneath of some white person's ass, so he'll just come on the internet and say something strange. All right, no, Anthony Mackie, for his numbers and everything else he did here for that Captain American character, went well for him because people actually like him, unlike you, nigga. All right, no, he's a likable dude. All right, hold on.
I'm not fucking with this guy. This dude got to fight a Red Hulk. Nobody gave a fuck because he's a horrible actor for this character, Captain America. I want to see you have your wings, nigga, and I want to see you fly. I want to see you be the Hulk again, nigga. I don't want to see you try to be Captain America. Cosplaying my goat don't work. Does not work. It does not work.
Yes, it does. And he's not the Hulk or the Hawkeye, nigga. That's the guy with the bow and arrows, your bad hairline having, nigga. He's the Falcon. You mean the Falcon, right? That's who he originally was. All right? No, they getting the white society get mad when we go ahead and snatch up one of their damn characters. It's no different, as I told y'all, with the Valerians, nigga, and getting in House of the Dragon. They got mad as shit when they seen that new boot of the Game of Thrones was actually going to give a house to a black dude. All right? Yeah. What you call it? The Valerians will be played by a black man. All right? They got mad as shit, dude. All right? When they started, look over, see that Spider-Man character was going to have a black one or a black mermaid, nigga. All right? They were talking to you about 007. They said Idris Elba, all right, was going to play the black 007. Well, they were furious. They take it very personal here for their characters, especially with Game of Thrones, the same way they would Star Wars, nigga. All right? Yeah, that's why when you had a black character, he was in there, Ray, Ray, all through Star Wars, nigga. Ray. All right? No, a nigga got to be screaming, buck broken, pleading for help. All right? No, that's the only way you can put a nigga in Star Wars, dude. All right, that's it, with a significant role. All right, he's got to be running, praying for his life, shivering up underneath a table somewhere. Ray! Ray! Like, come on, you got to stop this shit. All right, that's what a nigga got to do to get paid. All right, playing a predominant role in Star Wars. All right, you have to be in dire need and help, nigga. All right, this white woman got to keep saving you. All right, no, you have to wait for the white woman to come over here. All right, to spare your life again. Right. All right, that's all you seen with that nigga. That's it. No disrespect to him because he's a rider. He called them niggas out too. No, he called the racist Star Wars fans out. All right, so I will say that. All right, he from the UK. He's a rider. All right, yeah, he could have did anything. He did the right thing. All right. Yeah, when he was presented with it, he called them bitches out straight to I'm talking about straight down hard line, nigga. All right, right. And that might have been, this might be some of the consequences in which he's faced there in the future. All right. Yeah, but shout out to my brother. All right. Yeah, they put him in one of them roles. Yeah, so I ain't gonna go ahead to look sideways at Anthony Mackie. I understand the dominant society don't want us touching their stuff. Country music, which black people created anyway. This is why When you listen to Beyonce's country album record, the music sounds correct, nigga. It sounds right. All right, everything is on motion and on beat. It's something you can actually do some good line dancing to. All right, she's from Texas originally. All right, come on now. All right. Yeah. But y'all seen for the cases that the moment that you open that door for a little Nas X here, all right, yeah, they ain't want to do nothing for him until they found out that, all right, he don't care nothing about procreating and creating black babies out here. Yeah, at that point, he can get a white feature. All right, he can get back all the way over to #1 to the top. He ain't pop music no more. All right, this is country. All right, yeah, they don't mind him. Yeah, all the way to marching down Old Town Road, nigga, in some cowboy boots and a pair of Huggies, nigga, a pair of white drawers. All right, no, he was marching down Old Town Road. All right, no, white folks ain't worried about Little Nas X. All right, it's a non-threat to them. All right, Anthony Mackie's a great actor, dude, and he respects being black, and he's raising black children. All right, fair use.
You're not Steve Rogers. And I know, oh, it's Lord Accurate, Dom. It's Lord Accurate. I know he's giving down the mantle. Hey, fuck the Lord. Bad character. If he's not, if they don't get rid of him on this movie, they got a real problem.
Shit, white folks lost their mind when they found out that a black man was going to be Lord of the Tides, nigga. Huh? Lord of the Tides, Valerian. All right, Lord of the Tides. That's they shit, man. That fake ass world, dude. All right, we understand in real context history way back, it wasn't nothing over there but a bunch of plagues and shit, nigga. Bunch of viruses, niggas scratching and shit. All right, no, waiting for the Moors to come save your life. All right, literally. All right, no, eat, no, drink this, eat this, go to the bathroom over here, nigga. Brush your teeth with this. All right, wash with this. All right, and in the history books, this is what the Moors provided. No, it came around and civilized people. Yeah. Shit. You talking about math and science and all these different things that were burnt down here, Hoss, when they were finally overthrown. No, they ruled for hundreds of years. Yes, indeed. Yeah, and all the artifacts and history and everything that you show around here shows that. Even down to certain cases where you go ahead to look and see where black folks have helped liberate individuals there in Mexico. There's a statue of a black man in Mexico, man. All right, with an afro. All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah, black person here. All right, no, with a damn afro. You explain that. All right, no, they'll tell you any damn thing. All right, Caitlin Clark is the first athlete on earth to need an act of Congress to help her survive. All right, physicality. All right, damn. Well, this is true. Let's go to Caitlin Clark here. All right, no, she wanted attention, and she's going to continue to get it here. Good morning. We're in here talking sports. We got 76 folks here in the building. Make sure that you smash the like button.
How does Congress look at this WNBA and say, you know what, we probably need to step in? Are they fans of the sport? Are they fans of the WNBA? If they were, then they probably would have seen even more hard-nosed basketball in years prior to Caitlin Clark joining the WNBA. That brawl with Detroit and LA when Candace Parker had to really fight her rookie season, her first couple of seasons. She had to go through a lot. The fact that it involved mostly women of color. Candace Parker is a biracial, considered black. Karl Malone's daughter, Cheryl Ford, of course, a black female. Like, it was she tore her ACL during the fight. So we had injuries, like the type of things they're talking about with Caitlin Clark, like, oh, we trying to prevent her from getting hurt. So, like, we've had people getting brawls and get injured. There was nobody stepping in from our government, not even the local government. Like all of this stuff, man, goes into sports and athletics because we know it's a contact sport. We know competition turns into being fierce, being physical, and you just got to be. She's been in the league for a little while, so she's already went through the process that Caitlin Clark is going through. She's already been through it and was like, oh, they're really physical. Oh, they're really competitive. I have to bring it. I have to step my game up. And she has, and now she can survive. And now no one can use physicality against her.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, sir. I don't. When you have to get 19 free throw shots here, Halls, to make 17, all right? Yeah, 17 shots to add to your whatever, the total of 45 in a game where it looks like you guys only won by maybe about 3 points, dude. All right? You haven't been able to surpass any type of physicality, nigga. You need every prayer in the world every time you step on the court in order to keep winning. All right? That means the refs got to be on board, everybody else, the commissioner, every game that you come on the court. And if one piece is off track for you, you lose. That's what that means, nigga. That ain't security, nigga. That's a goddamn hazard. All right? That's a health concern. All right? No, nigga. Shit. Nigga, that's a health concern to each and every last female player, especially the black ones that's out here, dude, because I ain't going to get a fair shake. All right? I'm not. Mentally, I ain't going to be well. No matter how well I perform, I still have to deal with these reps. And whatever else y'all planning on cheating about. All right? No, just because I had to play Caitlin Clark this week. Sometimes, God forbid, these folks got back-to-backs. You got to go play her twice. All right? And you got pieces of crap like Clay Travis online, all right, who's taking this time out here to shit on Ryan Clark because he's been fired here, dude. And this is where I look at certain these cases in here and I say, you know what, this is completely inappropriate. Some of these jokers should be reprimanded because it's not about his firing here. All right, it's the cases that for some of these black commentators, you don't want them calling out any forms of racism. You don't. The moment they do that, they're not your good old buddy anymore. You got all of these criticisms. You're looking and trying to line up everything that they say here, Halls, to use this as a reason to be able to remove them. All right? Somebody being black, somebody has to speak up for black society. You can't have all these puppets up in here. The sports world stinks because a lot of the sports guys that you see now, especially for the NFL, are going to be vetted. They're going to be buck broken. They're going to be thoroughly in line. They're going to be getting a Shady McCoy and what's that boy's name here? Goddamn it, Shady McCoy and Richard Sherman on you. All right, that quarterback there from the Cowboys. I'm sitting here thinking about here. Goddamn it, Dak Prescott. They're going to be getting that on. That All Lives Matter. My mother is to my so and so is white. All this other crap that don't mean nothing. They ain't got nothing to do with anything when you asking them about black issues. All right, all lives matter. All of this trash in here, what you got from Richard Sherman. All right, that's what you're getting. And they make sure these contexts in here because they do not want a repeat of anything familiar of the Kaepernick situation. All right, no, which they're still suffering from. Jay-Z is still publicly taking hits from Kaepernick's wife, dude. All right, this shit ain't over. All right, hold on, fair use.
What's more unfortunate is the space that we find ourselves in where people like Clay Travis can come out on his platform and celebrate somebody losing their job. You can disagree with Ryan Clark until the cows come home. You can actually be asked about whether or not you feel like Ryan Clark was the right fit for ESPN as an NFL analyst, and that's all fair game. But to celebrate somebody losing their job, to take joy and to be euphoric about somebody missing out on their livelihood that is still supporting a family, that is still the head of a household, and you're stomping on him while he's down? What do you stand for? What do you stand for, Clay? Like, that's really what you get your rocks off on? Like, that's really what brings you satisfaction and what brings you fulfillment, is somebody losing a job they have had for over a decade to no fault of their own. And you go on this celebratory championship parade like whirlwind. It's sick. It's deplorable. I would say it's almost borderline evil. You can disagree with somebody on their position, and you don't have to like them in their particular role. But to make this a celebratory parade when somebody loses their job, and you take joy in so much euphoria in someone once again having a huge part of their life be destroyed in a matter of hours, and you're there for a victory lap, and you are taking pride in how it was handled, in which he was humiliated. Really? That's how you're going to get likes? That's how you want to get clicks? You know, the shame of it is, Clay Travis is actually a talented individual, but he is resorting to getting reaction from the lowest common denominator.
Yeah, and that's the filthy white supremacists he's engaging with. That's why he's putting up these RG3 videos. That's why he's referring to it. He's not even pointing to the subject matter of whatever those guys were sitting there and talk about, which was petty anyway. All right. No, he's pointing to the cases and circumstances of him checking Robert Griffin III, which Robert deserved to be, in everybody's accord, he deserved to be checked. It's like, all right, every time we turn around, we should not see you at the front lines going at goddamn Caitlin Clark again. For what? Who sent you? Yeah, the right question started being asked. All right, nigga, who sent you out here? All right, and what authority do you have to keep going after her? She's a young player. Criticism is fine, but what you're doing is out of line. We sitting up in here looking at these videos on live stream. You're going in on her, and then you can just see this white woman in the background smirking and shit. No, dude. All right, that's what he was posting up. This is what he was running victory laps on. All right, that's why he says the lowest common denominator. That's what he's talking about. Mm-hmm. He made his intentions known. Mm-hmm. Now, back to what the claims are of why he got fired. One more second. All right, these are the alleged claims. I'm not going to say that this is fact here, but they said mid-segment. All right, which that is embarrassing as hell, and I do feel like it was intentional to put him in his place. Mm-hmm.
John Elway was a generational talent. I think Patrick Mahomes is a generational talent. I don't think Tom Brady, I don't think Drew Brees, I don't think Peyton Manning are generational talents. I think Andrew Luck ended up being a generational talent. I don't think there's a ton of them out there.
But so then what? Then how does one, in your eyes, be a generational talent? Because there's not a lot of difference.
Production. Let me chime in here, because I love the argument back and forth between y'all. I ain't trying to get in the way of it. Here's the reality. The operative word here is. Do you believe Arch Manning is a generational talent? He could be, but he's not. Why not yet? What have you seen to say that he is?
There's no evidence.
There's no evidence.
I think John Elway was a generational talent. I think Patrick Mahomes.
I don't see anything in here. So like I said, I'm leading to speculation, allegedly. I see nothing. Like I said, you don't always need a whole lot of anything from a black person here. All right. From the river to so-and-so is all Mark Lamont Hill said to get fired from ESPN. Now that means something here in the terms when you sit there and talk about Israel and their conflicts and what have you. I don't know the history and everything behind it, but it was enough to get him removed from CNN. They took him right out of CNN. And what I told black folks that was more of is it was the clearing house because Obama was gone. So all the hang-on niggas that were around here simply because due to his administration, all right, it had to be let go some type of way. So they didn't really need any excuse to get rid of their black staff. Hold on here.
In the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what Black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping.
And I'm talking about a pale white woman in the back. All right? Yeah. Amen. Smiling. Going to go get his biracial children so they can play in the back. All right? Yeah, real. I'm talking about if you support any forms of Black empowerment, real irritating things that have you go off, dude. All right? While you disrespect Angel Reese. Hold on one second. All right?
Amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin, as if the color of her skin is what makes her special, as if the color of her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady, I've had a conversation with her. Right. I think she's more than that. But it also leads to what Black women deal with a lot from Black men who have chose to date or marry outside of their race. They always feel like they have to go the extra mile to prop up the woman that they're married or the woman that they're with over Black women by denigrating Black women.
And that is the stronger point he's sitting up in here trying to connect and make. All right? No, you can have and choose to live the way that you want to live. Nobody is ever criticizing you for that. But to take a dump on here to your own sisters, every time we turn around in here, Halls, you got her sitting around here as the equalizer to your bullshit, dude. All right? No, this is where folks jumped out to check him. You understand? Like, number one, you ain't got no authority to speak on any sisters. All right? None of them.
I feel like we should have an opportunity to move past that and understand that Angel Reese can be great in her own right, as Caitlin Clark is as well. Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the Black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. So there's no need to pin those two against each other and paint them based on stereotypical tropes. And I think this is what I'd like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racists, he'll be no less Black than me.
Hold up. Limitless, biggest.
Yes, indeed. No, there was no harm through there. It was just facts. It's what everybody's sitting here seeing. All right? Yes, indeed. We go over to my sister who's going to go ahead to report on this too. Good morning to the good people. More updates coming in here on Ryan Clark. All right, give me 1 second.
Remember RG3. No one should be surprised about ESPN letting go of Ryan Clark. They do this every year. They do this every single year. I'll remind you, remember Susie, remember RG3, Shannon Sharp just last year. The scandal that happened with Shannon Sharp probably spared Ryan Clark another year. I'm going to just be honest with you. So I'm not surprised. This is what happens with ESPN. There will be another round next year. You will see someone that is highly qualified to do the job or popular lose their job. It is the cycle that is a part of the beast. I'm not surprised here. It's the nature. It's the nature of the game. Everybody wants to be a part of it. There are rules that you have to abide by. You have to understand that even if you abide by the rules, you are still up to be on the chopping block. Obviously, Ryan is knowledgeable in the sports and can talk the talk and walk the walk. He'll bounce back. He will pivot. We'll talk more sports. You can also account for how big is that Pat McAfee show budget. Shout out to those guys because they're getting paid. ESPN
And for some people, they've completely missed the point. You don't shout out jokers in here that have done dirt to your people. Which means shout out to them people. All right? No, a white man is always going to get paid in America for nothing. For doing nothing. Skip Bayless, nigga. All right? For having no talent whatsoever. All right? Yeah, they got a shitload. They got a bricks truck of money. Right now. All right? No, I'm talking about, goddamn it, to pay some white dude out here. All right? Way more than what he's worth, dude. All right, certain set networks went over here to pay some of these guys until they couldn't pay them no more. What was that Rob and what you call it show that they had there? A little Fear Factor, whatever it is. All right, they looked over at the numbers. That guy was getting paid a ridiculous amount of money quietly. The white dude over there. All right, and they prepared to give Pat McAfee, if he named him, talking about some shout out to him. They're gonna fire these black folks so they can pay him $60 million a year. I'm not shouting you out. All right, I'm pointing out how racist you guys are, and y'all still keeping the practice going on. All right, and you know they don't give a shit when you got coons like this that's prepared to forgive them and shout them out and it's just a business and you know how it goes. No, dude. All right, no shit. Even for the split of Shannon Sharp, dude, and Skip Bayless, they still gave Skip Bayless a couple free extra years. We're trying to bring Michael Irvin in and Keyshawn Johnson and Richard Sherman. It just didn't work, dude. It wasn't good. All right. People didn't give a shit to sit down and look at that. All right. You might have had a few good moments. One of them was when Richard Sherman had checked Skip, man. I said, watch how you talk to me, Skip. He said, don't raise your voice at me, Skip. All right. For whatever that small moment is worth. But them debating, I really didn't look forward to it. I like Michael Irvin, dude. All right. But I appreciate him better if he's debating a person like Stephen A. Or it's just him and one of the other guys that you've seen from the NFL Countdown or what have you. You understand? Or he's just able to do his thing by himself. Michael Irvin is an excellent commentator, dude. All right. But to me, anything mixed with Skip Bayless, dude, is going to be a shit show. All right, it just is. He's going to say something inappropriate that don't make any sense or something racist. Yeah, dude. Just like he did in that situation when the young man was hurt on the field. All right, I don't want to butcher his name here. All right, DeMar something here. All right, but the young man had ended up, having a problem on the field, and what he was sitting there talking about. All right, this is the reason why Shannon didn't come into work the next day. As he said, he was afraid for what he might say to Skip here. And he still ended up going off on him. All right? Yeah, it's something, man. Something. Put your glasses back on. Really, put your glasses on. All right? Hold on 1 second. We're going to go back here to this. Where are you?
And I want to say it to you, and I want to say it to Randall Cunningham, and I want to say it to Russell Wilson, and I want to say it to Michael Vick. This is the evolution of the position. Yeah. Without Randall Cunningham having to try to conform and be a pocket passer and also show his athleticism, we don't get to Michael Vick. Mm-hmm. And without Michael Vick accepting that and working to become a better passer, working to become a better leader, we don't get a Cam Newton. Yep. And if Cam Newton doesn't bring the style of play that he had the opportunity to bring from Auburn to the NFL and win an MVP doing it, we don't.
Put something clear, because we say this one more again here, because FS1 didn't want to renew Skip Bayless' contract because he sucks. Yeah, he refused to do a farewell show, his last broadcast, to sign off. All right, they didn't care either way. All right, but in the cases of years of professionalism and large millions amount of dollars here that I done gave you here, everything we tried to present you, you just stink, nigga. You don't know how to make it pop, dude. All right. No, Michael Irvin can't clean the shit off of you. He can shine. All right. He can look like he know what he talking about, but he can't fix you, nigga. The problem is that you're still in the room and people don't like you. All right. And not only that, for Skip Bayless, we go back to him. All right. But for that case that folks were able to sit around and watch economically how great Shannon Sharp was doing, dude. He was doing good, man. All right, Club Shay Shay sitting there on the rise. Somebody was prepared to give him that 100 million Joe Rogan type money before he ran into all those other situations. All right. Yeah, but it just looked better and better for him. Not just what he had with Stephen A. Smith, but all right, the Club Shay joint that he had, the nightcap joint he's doing over there with Shannon Sharp. These things still get big numbers, dude. All right. Nothing to do.
Have a Lamar Jackson. Correct. See, we've needed at that position because of all the negativity surrounding whether or not people like you can play it. We needed each of you to get to this point. Yes. And that's why we need Lamar Jackson to take that next step and hold that Lombardi trophy the same way we all cried when Doug Williams did it in the 80s. Yes. And I want to say it to you, and I want to say it to Randall Cunningham, and I want to say it to Russell Wilson, and I want to say it to Michael Vick. This is the evolution of the position. Yeah. Without Randall Cunningham having to try to conform and be a pocket passer and also show his athleticism, we don't get to Michael Vick. And without Michael Vick accepting that and working to become a better passer, working to become a better leader, we don't get a Cam Newton. Yep. And if Cam Newton doesn't bring the style of play that he had the opportunity to bring from Auburn to the NFL and win an MVP doing it, we don't have a Lamar Jackson. Correct. See, we've needed at that position because of all the negativity surrounding whether or not people like you can play it. We needed each of you to get to this point. Yes. And that's why we need Lamar Jackson to take that next step and hold that Lombardi trophy the same way we all cried when Doug Williams did it in the 80s. Yes.
And speaking for black people will get you terminated. It will get you terminated. I'm going to go around this last table I can go ahead and look at. And I will read this last report that I have gone in here. We did great with our marker and time and everything else. Ryan Clark informed of his firing during Monday's NFL Live. All right. This abrupt news that ESPN has cut ties with NFL analyst Ryan Clark was a surprise. The details are surreal. Via Andrew Marchand, the athletic, Clark was informed of the move during Monday Live, a show on which he was appearing. All right. Per the report, ESPN told Clark during the show because ESPN was receiving media inquiries and the company feared the news would lack before the ESPN could tell him. Some would say that's still better than telling someone they were being let go, while they were on air. ESPN planned per Marchand to tell Clark on Tuesday morning. Marchand also explained that ESPN soured on Clark after last year's televised interaction with Peter Saric, during which Clark dismissed Saric's opinions as the viewpoint of non-player. Clark later apologized for his on and off air remark interactions. All right. Yeah, so the same stuff that they're pushing for. Clark reportedly was making more than $2 million per year. ESPN will owe him the balance of his contract, and there is some sort of write-off stuff, which I don't understand. That becomes an accounting benefit of some kind of making the move now and owing him the rest of the money. Regardless, it was Bush League move to fire Clark on the air. And if they were concerned the news was going to break before they could tell Clark, ESPN has deeper issues when it comes to loose lips. Yep, and that came from, I'm going to go ahead and take a look here. All right, I want to say Yahoo News. All right, came from them. All right, looks like everybody around here is not taking it the way that they thought it would. I'm taking it the way it came in here, sneaky, so I figured that y'all meant to be sneaky and raggedy. And you're always pointing in a graveyard for something. That's why I said earlier, black person, man, don't apologize for shit, dude. Don't do it. When you start apologizing and stuff in their world, that is an excuse and a reason, even if it's a year ago, 2 years ago, for them to bring that up for the reason why they letting you go. If it wasn't a problem a year ago, I don't see how it could have been a problem here now. And the truth of the matter of this, I think that everybody knows here, is about Pat McAfee being paid $60 million annually. All right? That's what I think it has to do with, not with how he handled a coworker. All right? Hold on here. Fair use.
Show for you today. First, we have to talk about the biggest news in the sports world. Ryan Clark was let go from ESPN today. ESPN cut ties with him, The Athletic has learned. But this thing got even crazier because Ryan Clark was live on NFL Live today and was told during the program that he was being let go.
No.
He didn't finish the program. ESPN was expected to inform him tomorrow morning when it is anticipated the network to inform the employees of the layoffs. But crazy news is Ryan Clark was let go while on air earlier today. As some news leaked earlier. Fellas, you guys' reaction. I know, Acho, you were an expert at being fired. Wow. Your reaction to Ryan Clark being let go.
All right, look, Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the easiest way to win cash while you're watching games. Here's how it works. You pick more or less on 2 or more players, and you lock it in. That's it. No spreadsheets, no nonsense. If player picks aren't your thing, you can also pick teams now. Winner, spread, total, all in the same map. Team picks are live in 30 states, including California, Texas, my home state, and Florida. Most importantly, new users use code SPEAKEASY. $5 gets you $50 in lineups for free. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Update. I don't really know this guy like that, but he's got 30 years. All right, Carl Revenge has been fired after 30 years. You know, probably if I'm saying this wrong, y'all can correct me. Carl, all right, Revenge. All right, in a second. I'm gonna come back over here to where we're at, but I do want to show y'all this for 2 seconds just to make sure I can keep the news updated here. All right, and this is what I just got in here, and as they talk about five, I keep putting in ESPN firing. That's what I keep putting on the screen so I can see what's what. When I go and look at that at the top there, first story that I go ahead to get is ESPN lays off Carl Revenge after more than 30 years. I don't know who the hell this is. All right, you guys can look at the date and all this other shit. July the 21st, 2026, 8:35 a.m. All right, yeah. So they fired this joker as well. If you want to see more, you're free to look it up. I'm just giving people updates as I'm showing you guys other things in here. Good morning to everyone. All right, yes, indeed. Yeah, they also let that joker go. All right, man, 30 years, man, is enough for you to be able to retire, I thought. All right, hold on here. Fair use. I mean, if you wanted to, right? Yeah, you can retire, right? With 30 years. All right, fair use.
And if you work long enough, you will get fired regardless of your profession. But to fire a man that helped bring a show its very first Emmy Award in the midst of that show is cowardly. On NFL Live. NFL Live, a show that's for the last 2 years won back-to-back Emmy Awards for best daily sports show. Y'all know how many daily sports shows there are in the world, many of which you watch and even more that you don't watch. And they have objectively been voted on 2 years straight for having the best one. And you're going to fire an anchor of that show, not just an anchor of that show. Y'all just now about to have a Super Bowl. That's why you got Troy Aikman. That's why you came out here from Fox and you got our talent. And Ryan Clark is on that Monday night show. Fire that man. So to me, it is cowardly to fire a man in the midst of him working for a show that he has built up to Emmy level and Emmy quality. I fully understand firing somebody. You got to fire somebody. You got to fire somebody. Bet we all going to get fired. At least I have. I'll speak for me. I can't speak for nobody else. You get fired. But it's another thing to fire somebody in the midst of a show. To me, that's repulsive as cowardly.
Yeah, I mean, listen, people get fired every day. But what I don't understand is, all these other opportunities to fire Ryan Clark. Why are you firing while he was on air? I don't understand that. At the old show, I heard that, Acho and his homies got fired on air. I wasn't there.
That came higher up. That came from somebody who personally hated him. They didn't like him. They were trying to teach him a lesson. They wanted to have this situation where he blew up and possibly made a scene and started going off. They wanted to get a reaction from him too, because in the cases of cleaning this up for the dirt that they did, it would make it look a lot more sense and a lot more better if they didn't have to go and look for a clip from a year ago. All right, to justify them firing you. They can just say, oh, look at this crazy nigga tearing up shit, cursing at people. We got it on film. We showed you what he did. We had to call the police. That's what they were hoping it happened. All right. Oh, yeah, man. Now I can see this shit 30 feet down the field. All right. They wanted a nigga moment. All right. That's why they would do something like that. And it was to put him in his place, dude.
I knew it was about to happen. Yeah, what's about to happen? Okay, I will not be.
It's a true story. It's a true story.
But that's true story. But my thing is, it's like, and I don't have anything said bad about ESPN because I don't want to know all the particulars of what really happened. But I do know this, is that Ryan Clark is really, really good on TV, right? And I think a lot of viewership, they love to see Ryan Clark. He's one of the guys, he's an ex-player that speaks and gives you the insight of what a player goes through. So I just don't understand why they fired him while he was on air. That's kind of wild to me. I'm sure that we'll get the real story eventually soon because he'll speak his piece and let everyone know what really happened.
Yeah, no, firing someone while they're in the middle of a workday, a little crazy, especially when they're doing their job to the best of their ability. It does seem crazy.
Let me provide some nuance. Again, we're going ha kiki. That's the show. I'm gonna laugh at myself. Y'all can laugh at me in the chat. Throw tomatoes. Do all the things. Last year, true story. I find out that our show's getting canceled. Me, Shady, James Jones, Chase Daniel. I find out our show's getting canceled like 5 days before it gets canceled. But we found out in reality on social media. The executives never told us first. My representatives told me first. So I found out, hey, Acho, this is about to happen. Keep it a secret. Don't tell anybody. Funny enough, obviously, Shady, my dog. So with all due respect, I talked to my dog, but keep it a secret. Don't tell anybody. Executives did not tell us that we were getting fired. We found out on Twitter in a post-show meeting. True story. And Rome is my witness in the back. He was with me at the last show. Shout out my dog, Rome.
Shout out to the producer.
After every show, we do a post-show meeting. Post-show meeting to prepare for the next show. That's how it goes down. You do the show, you do a post-show meeting. We're in the post-show meeting, ha-ha and kiki. And hey, what y'all want to talk about tomorrow? All right, yeah, let's talk about Eagles, repeat Super Bowl champs, bet. As the executive is upstairs, we get tweets and texts. And oh my God, the facility getting canceled, getting canceled. Didn't even tell, bruh, true story. James had left because only I did the post-show meeting. Shady, James Jones, Chase, they didn't have to do post-show meeting. I did the post-show meeting. James had left, 2-5. He forgot something. His badge didn't work, Shady. I swear to God, Shady, I can't make this up.
That fast?
Swear, that fast. His badge did not work when he was coming back to get something. He didn't know we had been fired yet. He hadn't got called by the executive. So James was trying to figure out, why my badge don't
work.
Like
the Jamal Adams meme.
Just straight up and down.
That's
He's trying to
crazy.
figure out, why the hell don't my badge work? Because you got fired and deactivated and execs didn't tell nobody. Craziest piece is everybody that would be like, hey, morning, Acho. Hey, you want your same coffee, Acho? Ach, what you need? As soon as you get fired, act like you dead, like you got the plague. Like,
yeah,
man, like some wild stuff. To the point where I sent my team in to collect my clothes. Like I'm not finna, y'all not finna play me. And then there came a point where the executive was like, hey, Emmanuel, we want to call you, talk about, I don't need you to call me. I already saw I got fired. So like, what if you want to call me before Twitter notifies me. This ain't about me. This is about Ryan. Why did they tell Ryan in the midst of the show? Because I don't think they wanted him to find out during the show on NFL Live on Twitter.
My thing is, we're calling, the night before and don't have him come into work.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't have him coming to work. Don't make an ass out of him. I don't have him in this goddamn it. Yeah, he's using himself up in here to give you guys ratings or to hold your bridge down in here. You guys know psychologically you've already cut ties with him publicly and otherwise. You've informed certain people in the media. These stories are going to come down. because this is just how it is. As y'all just heard from one of them articles I read, ESPN is known for having loose lips. So if somebody is going to get the business, you're going to find out anyway. All right. Yeah. So why not just go ahead to tell this man that, you know what, you're not going to have him around. He's let go before he sits down to get comfortable enough to get halfway into a damn show. All right. Like I said, somebody was trying to teach him a lesson also. All right.
My thing is like Ryan got a whole family, you know, he got his own brand.
Yep.
And I think he's gonna be fine because he's a hell of a talent. But this could take a hit in his brand where it's like, damn, you making me look a certain way. You know what I mean? I might be the butt of the joke because you fired me while I'm at work. You could have fired me last night and saved me the trip. That's the stuff I don't like because it's more of a respect thing. I think Ryan has earned the respect for all the great things he's done, you know, at ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, you know how firing works. The decision was made before that day.
Long time
The decision
ago.
was made probably weeks before.
Long
It was
time
probably
ago.
made at the beginning of the quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's tough.
But what do you? Let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now Ryan's good on TV. He might say some stuff to get everybody's, you know. But why did they fire him though? Because Ryan's good.
I think at the end of the day, there's two mega stars at ESPN left doing daily shows. Stephen A. Smith,
oh for sure,
and Pat McAfee. It's two mega stars. Right now, they have to make room for Pat McAfee, I believe. I saw this tweet earlier today. If we have it, Kieran, please pull it up. ESPN is expected to start paying Pat McAfee north of $60 million annually.
Man, he get that? Oh, because he got his own.
Got his own joint.
Okay.
I don't know if he'll actually end up getting that. I think right now he's making like $20 million annually. So this could be a little
inflated.
It told you ridiculously paying them outrageously more than what they worth. They're not just going to double his pay. They're going to triple it while they get two niggas out of the building. That's the math. All right. No, if the math reportedly is that Pat McAfee is making $20 million annually and they're trying to kick him all the way up to about 60 or past 60, then we're looking at realms of paying him triple what he's worth. All right. Yeah, all that to get rid of Ryan Clark and possibly, knock on wood, Kenyon Perkins. And that gentleman that you've seen over there, the white dude. They are getting rid of people so they can free up the cap. So that way, as I told you, the white executives and some of the folks in here higher up, they ain't got to worry about their money getting tapped with it. One of them getting replaced. All right. But what they said in here, ESPN is clearing out a boatload of somewhere about $180 million worth of space. All right. That's what they plan on doing with the firings. And this ain't the first go round. The last one we seen was 3 years ago. So with the networks having to shrink themselves, all right, due to the cases of a lot less viewership, man. It's not so much roaming far as for them to spread. They don't need all of these employees and staff here for certain cases here. They just don't need here. All right, I will go ahead to say that. And for the golden ones that they do have in here, Halls, yeah, it goes in a rampant case here with the paper in here. All right, no, you can see the white supremacist bias. I ain't gonna throw that out of there. All right, but with this case of just having to shorten down what you have due to social media's damn effect and how much has been taken away from here. You can give awards and all of this other shit as much as you want to. That ain't gonna stop the cases in viewership. That's not gonna stop the cases in who holds the more popular brands and stuff like this. And you take Ryan Clark away, you take a piece of his significant black support that gets up to come and see him every day. Hey, and Ryan Clark can capitalize on that with having his own program still around the same time. All right, with his folks. He's already up and running. That's a good thing with him. But they're going to pay him 3 times as much, going from $20 million to $60 million here. That's a large chunk of the $180 million they plan on collecting by clearing house.
Stretched, a little inflated, and obviously, from what I've heard, they pay Pat, and Pat might pay all of his talent, so it's not like it's just $60 million in Pat's pocket.
Production costs, maybe, because he shoots from home.
Correct. The Pat McAfee show will get $60 million, of which he has to pay 12 or his 15 talent and all those people. But with that being said, you got to start to find that money. Where do I get that money at? Okay, well, if Ryan is making $2-3 million, Bet. That's how if I got to find 10 or 15 more for Pat, where can I find it? Okay, I can find a couple mil from Ryan. I don't know if Marcus Spears, now that his son is going to Texas, his daughter's going to Texas, respectfully, his kids are going to make way more than he'll ever make on television if his son plays his cards right.
Yeah.
So maybe we scale back Spears. Maybe
you can't make it make financial sense. I'm going to end here on this because Ryan Clark was only making $2 million a year. So even in the cases, I'm saying if I'm a person trying to find all of this bread and I'm looking for this money to be able to pay this one and, to shorten out the book so it doesn't affect the rest of my staff and what have you, going to go get him doesn't make any damn sense to me. All right. No, he was only making $2 million. You're looking for $40 extra million to pay Pat McAfee so he can go from 20 to 60. All right. Yeah, no, putting him out front street here doesn't make any sense to the point that he's trying to make here. All right. Yeah, just on the numbers alone annually. But we'll be back to chop it up about this and a whole lot more. Good morning. Much love. Thank you to everybody in here this morning. 82 people in here. All right. Good morning. We'll be right back with you in a minute.